Hey, what do you got in here? We're gonna make something today.
Wow, we got some great ingredients to fill our raviolis. Parsley, mushrooms, you name it. We got it.
We need some of this.
Onion.
What else?
Exactly.
Let's get started.
On to our ravioli filling.
I'm gonna start out with some butter. We're gonna melt that in the skillet.
And I'm gonna put it on medium-low for my heat, I believe.
Now that the butter is all melted, let's add the mushrooms.
The yummiest part.
Do you need to cook those down before we add the onions?
I think I would like to give them a little time to sweat. Toss them in the butter. So these are, I think, cooked down just enough.
Add some chopped onion.
Yes.
And also some minced garlic. So you're just gonna cook that down for a little bit?
Exactly. Our mushrooms look kind of translucent now. They are not as white as they were before. Then you know you're ready to add the rest of your ingredients. So yeah, definitely some Italian seasoning. Mix that in there.
And then we just have some chopped parsley.
The smell is, I'm ready to eat already. I'd say just give that a minute or two till the spice is all combined. So we're gonna add a little salt next. Let's add just a few cranks of pepper. Can't use the regular pepper, use the white pepper. We're gonna add some cream cheese. This is gonna hold our filling together nicely. Let that melt down a bit.
And then lastly, add our Parmesan cheese.
Correct.
Now that's freshly grated. Can you use the stuff in the can too?
I think you can use anything. Of course, this one tastes better, the fresh.
Of course.
It's looking good. So our mushrooms are ready, nice and cooked down, and the next step is to put them in the food processor. Let your filling cool off just a bit before you puree it in your processor.
And is that going to make it, give it a better texture?
I just think that it blends better when it's a little bit cooler.
Great tip.
So this is the consistency of your filling. Onto our noodle batter for our ravioli. It's really simple. We're putting everything into the NutriBullet. That's why we like this recipe.
Okay, we're going to start with some eggs.
And you should always put the wet ingredients on the bottom, which I learned the hard way.
And then some cream cheese. Some grated Parmesan cheese. A little bit of gelatin. And then a pinch of xanthan gum.
That's it. That's all it is.
And
now we're gonna just blend it till it's smooth.
Couple of pulses.
Now if we could just make the NutriBullet not so noisy. There we have it. And I'm gonna transfer it to a measuring cup just to make it easy to pour. Next, we have our silicone mats ready, and I'm gonna evenly pour the batter into both of my pans. I've reserved a little bit into a squeeze bottle because this is what we're gonna use to seal our noodles once we get them baked. So we're gonna just start by pouring it in, and then we're gonna spread it out. So into the oven for 8 minutes. So our noodles are ready. I made a little template out of paper just to measure our squares about how we want our ravioli size. And then we're just gonna cut them in the pan. Your pan, of course, will probably be different. Everyone's pans are a little bit different, so you'll just have to decide how big. Our pans make 12 each, so this is gonna give us the 24. They're noodles. They don't have to be perfectly symmetrical. And they're just gonna lift right out. So we're gonna start assembling our ravioli. A little tip is to take your scooper, and we used a little bit of the coconut oil to grease that first, so when you scoop it out, it drops off nice and easily. So we're gonna lay out our noodles on our other pan, and Karen's gonna help us fill them.
Just scoops worth?
Sounds good. Perfect.
Okay, so where do you want for placement? Where am I supposed to put it?
Put it on the bottom half and leave a little of the edge, because the reserve of our batter is what we're going to use after we get the filling on
seal
there.
them. Mm-hmm. So not quite the middle, but not quite the edge.
Exactly.
Ooh, it smells really good. Is this enough? Does it need to be heaping? You know I like more.
Exactly. That's the perfect size.
Perfect size? Okay.
For this size noodle, yes.
So what next?
Well, you're going to take your extra dough or batter that's in your squeeze bottle, and you're going to go along the bottom edge of your filling, just a little bit, a dab, so that when we seal them, it's going to help seal them together. We're going to put them back in the oven.
Take the batter,
yep. Do
a U shape. Is that enough?
Yeah, you don't want to saturate it too much because it'll get a little messy.
Oh, wow. I'm all about the messy. What if I don't have a squeeze bottle?
I'm so glad you asked. You can just take it in a bowl and use a pastry brush. So you really can use whatever method, you're more comfortable with. And then I'm just going to paint the bottom half of my dough. And then I'm going to put my filling in exactly the same place that Karen had hers. That one has a little extra for you. We're going to finish up our ravioli by folding them over, pressing them down on those edges, fold them over again. You can tuck a little bit of that meat in if it wants to push out the sides. And then we're going to crimp them. Just a little press, give that traditional ravioli look.
Now what happens if you crimp them and you spike a hole in them with the fork? Because that sounds like something that I would do.
And it happens all the time. Take your batter and just put a little dab, and it will seal it up as if it were a Band-Aid.
So just like...
So win-win.
You're gluing it back. You're fixing it.
Exactly. It's going to grow a new skin. Going to fold these over exactly the same way we did the other ones. Tuck that filling in if it wants to come over the edge. I just use this side, tuck it back a little bit, and then press it flat. And then I'm going to crimp.
I like that you only have to crimp it on the 3 sides. It makes the perfect pillow.
We're just going to put them back in the oven for about 6 minutes, 7 minutes to let that new egg batter cook. Our noodles are out of the oven, and we're going to let them cool, and we're going to start on our broth. Simple broth. It's mostly chicken stock. I'm going to add a little bit more to the pan here. And then it's a blended broth with the chicken stock and the beef stock. We think it makes a really good flavor. I'm going to add a little Redmond's seasoning salt. I just love this. I think it just enhances the soup so much. And then Italian seasoning, of course.
Good combo.
Yeah, I can't go wrong. And we're just going to stir that all together. Let it simmer. So our broth is all warm and ready for the ravioli. So I'm just going to place them in there. We're going to let them get a little bit warm in the broth, soak up some of that flavor.
Are these ready to be served on up?
They sure are. Ready and waiting. I recommend putting your raviolis in first so that they don't splash the soup out.
Wow, this looks amazing and it smells delish. I cannot wait. But I see the smoke. We're going to have to wait till the smoke clears.
But let's not forget.
Oh, we must have
We need
some
our
parsley.
sparkling eyes.
You better believe that.
Now it's complete.
Now it's complete. Thanks for showing me how to do this today. I really enjoyed that. And it really looks simple.
It was. I think actually this is way easier than regular
Oh.
ravioli, trying to make that kind of dough. That takes a lot of skill. This is easy in the pan.
This I can try. I think regular ravioli I'll leave for the pros.
I've really been missing ravioli, so I'm so happy now we have the answer. We hope you try this, and if you're hungry for more,
Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and then you won't miss any of our next recipes.
bye for now.
Bye.